All right, how you doing, everybody? This is Steven Smotherman from FBA.com, and we are here talking about how to find better, faster selling inventory and a nice little perk that won't tank in price. And this is something that is the perfect combination: fast selling inventory at the prices that we expect them to sell. And I know we've all been in the situations where we buy something and then all of a sudden the price tanks, or we buy something that has a really great rank and then a couple of days later the rank is horrible and you're like, did I make a mistake? Did I look at something wrong? And I want to walk you through how to make sure that you in the future buy better, faster selling inventory for your Amazon FBA business. And so at any time you see me looking over here on this side, it's because I'm looking at the questions that are coming in. If you have any questions, be sure you put that in the question section, and we'll have a good time going through this slide show, being able to walk you through a lot of different aspects of what has helped me grow my Amazon business year after year. In fact, for the information that I'm going to go over with you tonight, I was able to increase my profits by 50%, but I was able to decrease my average inventory by 50%. Now, let me explain how that happened. In 2014, I was able to make six figures in sales on Amazon, but I was averaging about 3,000 inventory items in stock at any time throughout the year. I was averaging about 3,000 in stock. But then I started using the tactics that I'm going to teach you today, that I'm going to show you today, and things started to change where I was starting to sell things faster and faster that I couldn't get my stock levels back up to 3,000 again. So I was able to increase my sales by 50% after already making six figures in sales, increase it by 50%, but I decreased my inventory from 3,000 on average to 1,500 on average. And then the next year, I was able to increase my sales again by an additional 50%. I brought my inventory average down to 800. And so right now, and when I'm recording this, my inventory levels average out about 700 or 800 items in stock at Amazon at any given time. But my sales continue to increase. So I'm able to increase my sales, but things are flying off the shelf so fast that I'm not able to keep them in stock on Amazon. I'm having to go out and reorder all the time and make sure that they don't go out, that they're able to stay in stock. So I'm going to teach you those methods of how I'm able to find inventory that sells faster and at the prices that you expect them to. But before I do that, I got a couple of free gifts for you. If you're not a subscriber on my blog, these are some gifts for you. I've got a sales rank chart that averages out all the main Amazon categories into the different sales percentage ranks. I got the top 1%, the top 3%, the top 5%, the top 10%. So you get an idea of what sales rank an item has, how it compares to that particular category, because the sales rank of 500,000 in toys is a slow seller, but a sales rank of 500,000 in books is a faster seller. And so this gives you an idea that the 500,000 sales rank in toys is maybe in the top 10%, but a 500,000 sales rank in books is in the top 1%. And so that's a free gift to you. I also want to give you an ebook, Seller Central Tips. It's all about reimbursements, refunds, and correcting other Amazon glitches. And then also a PDF of the top 66 Amazon FBA acronyms. You hear a lot of letters thrown around in the Amazon FBA world. I want to tell you what they all are, what we're all talking about. So if you go to fulltimefba.com/sales rank and click on the link to sign up for my newsletter, you will get all three of these emailed to you immediately so that you can get access to that. So you'll sign up for that. You'll confirm that you want to join the mailing list, and you'll get those free gifts for you. Now, if you're wondering if you're in the right place, I want to make sure that you are using your time wisely and that you really do want to be here watching this. Now, if you are an Amazon seller and you want to sell your inventory items faster than they're selling right now, then you're in the right place. If you want to source inventory that actually sells at the prices you want them to sell at instead of lower, then you're in the right place. And if you're tired of other Amazon sellers tanking the prices that you're selling and you're just tired of dealing with things like that, you're in the right place, because I want to show you what I've been able to do to, for the most part, avoid. It's not 100% guaranteed that you're going to avoid this for every item, but for the majority of the items that you're selling, you're going to experience faster sales, take prices that sell at what you expect them to, and prices that don't take. If you're wondering who I am and if you can even trust me, well, my name is Stephen Smotherman. That's me and my family right there. This was last summer. We went to the Grand Canyon for vacation. I have 4 boys. My oldest is grown, and so this was us going to the Grand Canyon. And I love the fact that I was still able to continue to get sales as an Amazon seller, because all my inventory was at Amazon. Amazon was storing it and shipping it off, and I was able to take a whole week off and go to the Grand Canyon with my kids and my wife and enjoy it. It was amazing. But in 1998, I first discovered eBay and got hooked on buying stuff online. And then I ran out of money and I had to get hooked on selling stuff. So I started to learn how to sell stuff. And eBay was a really cool hobby for about 10 or 15 years. And I made a nice little side hustle income. But then there came a point where I was divorced. I had 4 kids who were little, and I was a single dad, and I was unemployed. And I had to figure out, how could I earn an income to be able to support my family and my boys? And I tried to see, maybe eBay could be the answer. And that's when I discovered Amazon FBA, that Amazon could store and hold all my inventory, could ship it out for me and deal with all of that. I didn't have to worry about, if an item sold, I'd have to go to the garage to find it, to find the right package box, and to go to the post office, all that. Amazon did it for me for a little fee. Sign me up for that. I love that. So I started selling on Amazon in 2011, and by Q4 of 2012, Amazon awarded me as a top holiday seller, which means I was in the top 25% of sales on all of Amazon, and I was able to do that within a year. I was able to continue to have an A+ customer satisfaction rating and get this award. Now, 2012 was the last year that they awarded this, and I was really thankful for that. And I actually keep it on my wall. I did have it on my wall. I just knocked it over, and now it's on the floor on the other side of my desk. But I was going to show you, I keep it on my wall as a little encouragement that it's possible, because I started in 2011, and by 2012, I was making a full-time income with Amazon. And in 2013, I got remarried. I married Rebecca, and she is amazing. And she started working with Amazon with me, and she started, helping me out. And she started realizing I was spending a lot of time on Facebook. How many of you can relate to that? Spending a lot of time on Facebook, but I would be answering people's questions in other people's Facebook groups. And she was like, that was basically a blog post. You should start a blog. So in 2013, I started fulltimefba.com, where it's been my goal since then to help you and anyone else who wants to turn part-time hours into a full-time income with Amazon. And so she even helps write. My wife will help write some of the blog posts with me. She does some of the videos with me. We're a real team when it comes to both our Amazon business and the blog, and we love working together to help people like you to grow in your Amazon business. So people say, do you really still sell on Amazon? You got this blog and you're selling e-courses and books and stuff like that. Do you still sell on Amazon? Absolutely. In fact, the income that we get from Amazon pays all of our bills. And so we're still making a full-time income with our Amazon sales. Plus, we're able to stay in the loop of what's all going on in the Amazon world. And things are crazy all the time. Things are changing, rules are changing. We want to keep up with it. And that's probably why you're here today, because of Amazon's recent rule changes about inventory levels and making sure that we sell our items faster, because the long-term storage fees, the latest rules that are going to be implemented in the fall of 2018, September 15th of 2018, state that long-term storage fees will start to occur every single month for any items that are in Amazon warehouse over 6 months. Usually it was twice a year. Now it's going to be 12 times a year that long-term storage fees are going to be assessed. And that's freaking a lot of people out, but I'm calm about it, because I know I've got the plan to be able to help us, you and me, to find better, faster selling inventory, so that we just have to deal with a couple of items that are dealing with long-term storage fees, or even worth paying long-term storage fees for. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. But that's me. So fulltimefba.com is my blog, and I encourage you to come check it out. So when it comes to finding better selling inventory and avoiding those tanking prices, here is what usually happens. Amazon sellers make unprofitable inventory decisions. That leads to tanking prices and slower sales. And that leads to smaller profits and even loss. And I want to help you avoid that. So unprofitable inventory decisions, this is what that is. It's items that take months and months to sell. It's items that you need to consistently reprice in order to get the next sale. It's items that maybe sell every once in a while, but you went too deep on, and now you're gonna have to deal with costly long-term storage fees, and you wanna avoid that, or items that you end up having to remove or destroy just because they never sell. We all have these items in our inventory. We're never not gonna have them, but I wanna help you reduce those items that they're in your inventory that end up costing you or you losing money in the end. We wanna have more profitable decisions than unprofitable decisions. And why are people making unprofitable decisions? It's because they're only looking at two aspects. When people mostly think about sourcing, they're thinking about only two things. Number one, ROI, return on investment. If this item sells, is it going to make me a profit? They're looking for the profits, and they're only looking at the sales rank. Will this item sell quickly? And that's all they're looking at. And I encourage you, and the whole point of this webinar to help you find better, faster selling inventory is to take it a little bit further. Take it a step further and get a little bit more information besides the ROI. Is it going to be profitable? Or what the sales rank number is it going to sell quickly? Most people who are selling on Amazon right now, they use two different apps. They either use this Amazon Seller app or they use the Scoutify app. And Scoutify comes bundled with Inventory Lab. And these are the two most popular apps that most people use when they're outsourcing inventory. I know there's a lot of other ones. I know there's some for that are better for booksellers. I know there's other ones that are out there, but these are the two that most people talk about. And with both of them, they will tell you what the ROI is, what's your net profit going to be if you buy this item, and they'll also tell you what the sales rank is. But again, you need a little bit more information than that to make a profitable inventory decision. So how can we make better, faster selling inventory decisions? This is how. If you're going to make a profitable inventory decision, it's going to lead to stronger prices and more frequent sales. It's going to lead to higher profits and higher disbursements. And I know that's what you want. You want faster sales, higher disbursements. So let's learn about what else to think about. Here is how to make more profitable inventory decisions. The first thing you need to do is in your mind, you need to realize how often things change on Amazon. Things are changing on Amazon all the time. Amazon reprices their own products 2.5 million times a day. That's a lot of price changes. To give you a comparison, Walmart will change the prices of their items 20,000 times a month. So if Walmart's changing their prices with their, hey, we got rollbacks 20,000 times a month, and they never tell you about the roll forwards because those happen too, that's happening 20,000 times a month for Walmart. Amazon's changing their prices 2.5 million times a day. And you've got third-party sellers, that's like you and me and other third-party sellers. We are changing our prices often too, all the time. Some of us use repricers to automatically change our prices. Some of us go in manually and we change our prices. Prices are going up and down. And in fact, if an item sells, the price is usually changing because most people don't have all their prices set the same. So that's just the price side. Let's talk about the sales rank side. Amazon updates their sales rank information once an hour. So there's prices that are changing all the time, and sales rank changes 24 times a day for almost every item on Amazon. Now, there's some items that have a really high sales rank that Amazon does not change except once a day, but the majority of the items on Amazon, the sales ranks are updated about once an hour. So if prices are changing that often and sales ranks are changing that often, why are we making our buying decision based on a single snapshot in time? We're looking at incomplete information. So number one, realize how often things change on Amazon. Second thing you need to do, understand you need more information than a single snapshot in time to make a profitable sourcing decision. That's what I just said, and I mean it. We need a little bit more information. Again, when we're outsourcing and we're looking with the Amazon Seller app or Scoutify, we're looking at ROI, we're looking at the sales rank, we need a little bit more information. And I remember when I first started selling on Amazon, I heard someone say, you make your money on the buy, And I didn't understand who said that, where it came from, or even what it meant. I did some research and I found out that Robert Kiyosaki, he's the guy that wrote the Rich Dad, Poor Dad books. He said, make your money on the buy, not on the sell. This is true in any investment, whether it's real estate, business, or the stock market. And you have to start looking at your inventory as an investment. And you need to make your money on the buy. And what that means is you need to work on your buying muscles, your buying skills, your sourcing muscles. When we're going out sourcing, we need to make better decisions because we're losing money with bad inventory. We're losing money with long-term storage fees, with too many monthly storage fees, with Q4 monthly storage fees. We lose money when we have to lower our price. We lose money if we end up having to go negative on and actually lose money on the actual item and sell it for even less than we bought it for. That's why you say you make your money on the buy. You focus on making sure that you increase your buying skills and you learn more. And one of the ways to do that is by using a tool called Camel. And there's two tools I want to teach you and walk you through how I use them to make better, faster selling inventory decisions. And the first one is Camel. Now, Camel is a free program that tracks the pricing history and the sales rank history of almost every item on Amazon. This past December at my church, we put together a living nativity, and I had a chance to meet my friend Camel, and I asked him, tell me more about Camel. Tell me about how I can use it. So I took a Camel selfie here with my friend. I got him to smile for the camera, and then he started to tell me the secrets about how to use Camel. Okay, actually, I think he was just thinking my beard was straw and wanted to take a bite, and he kind of got a little too close for comfort, and I had to run away. But all kidding aside, Camel is a great resource for more information. And in just a moment, I'll walk you through another tool that also gives really great information when to make buying decisions. This is camel.com, and you can find this information that I'm going to show you both on desktop and on your mobile phone. I'll walk you through how to do that later. But let's say I want to, get some information about a product. I'm out at a garage sale, or I'm out at a Walmart and I see a clearance price on a Seinfeld Seen It. So I can look at, I can look up Seinfeld Seen It and be able to find the one that I'm looking for. I click on it here, and it brings up a lot of information. So I can scroll down, and you see this graph here. On the left side, it's got the price from $0 to $40. And on the bottom, it's got the dates. And so you can see that the price has gone up and down throughout many years. In fact, this is 2018 right here. We can look back. Camel has been tracking this item since August 13th of 2008. That is a long time. This is valuable information to use to make a smart sourcing decision. And when we're looking at this, it's showing the lifetime information, but you can change the date range and just look at the last year, the last 6 months, the last 3 months, or the last year. You can look at Amazon's prices or the third-party used prices. And just by looking at this graph, you can see that the price goes up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Well, guess what time of year the prices are going up? If you've been selling on Amazon at any time, that's Q4. The prices are going up during Q4 and then down, up during Q4 and then down, up during Q4 and then down, up then down. You can be able to make really good decisions, and that's just with the price. And again, you can look at Amazon's price will show up, third-party used prices will show up, and you can look at the last year and be able to make a really good decision about if you should buy this item. That's just the price side of things. You can also check out the sales rank. And with the sales rank, you can see as it loads up, let's take a look at the last year. Let me show you this graph. On the left side, you have the 20,000 all the way up to 260,000. And then over here, we've got the dates. And I've chosen the last year, so it's showing just the last 365 days. When the graph, anytime the sales rank number goes from a high number to a low number, means at least one sale. So you can see that this thing sells consistently throughout the year because again, every time the sales rank goes from a high number to a low number, it means at least one sale. And now look right here, there is the space here where the sales rank is the best. It has improved. It sells very quickly. It sells high volume numbers. Doesn't ever get to a higher number. Well, that's between November 23rd and January 1st. That's Q4. So you know this thing still sells very quickly during Q4. And we can change and take a look at the last 6 months, the last 3 months, the last 1 month for this item. In fact, in the last month, again, anytime the sales rank number goes from a high number to a low number means at least one sale. It could be more than one, but at least one sale. So we can see in the last month, this item has sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a little tick right there, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times. This item has sold 11 times in the last month. Yet it's ranked 243,000, and a lot of people would pass on a toy ranked 243,000, but this is sold 12 times in the last month. And so this information can help you make a smarter sourcing decision for a lot of different reasons. Because what if you have sourcing parameters and you're like, I'm only going to buy toys that are ranked under 150,000. That's my cutoff. Toys, I'm only going to buy them ranked under 150,000. Well, here's the line for 150,000. Half the time you would buy the item and the other half of the time you wouldn't. And so you want to make sure that you make good decisions all around. So here's the last 3 months. If 150,000 is my break, I'd be buying it when it was here, but I would not buy it when it was here. That's not a good decision. You want to make your decision not on today's sales rank, not on today's price, but on the 90-day average at least. But you can look at 6-month average, the year average to be able to make a good decision. You can also use camel for other purposes as well. Here's an item that I'm tracking, and I'll show you why I'm tracking it. So it's a Brother Drum ink. It's an ink cartridge for like a major printer. This is why I'm tracking it, because sometimes the price is down here, $25, $45, $45, $45, all around there. But very soon and quickly, it's also up to $130. $130. So I'm able to buy it. I have an alert. Hey, alert me, camel, anytime the price is below $60. I go and I buy it, and then I sell it for $140. And so I make money that way. So you can use camel for a lot of different reasons. These are just a few. And if you're wondering if camel works where you live, you can look at and you can choose your preferred country. So you can see, Amazon Canada, China, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, Spain, United Kingdom. Camel works on all of those different Amazon. So if you're Amazon.ca up in Canada, you just change your preferences to Canada, and you'll see the information for the items on Amazon.ca on camel. So that's a little brief introduction to camel, and there's like so much more I can tell you, but we need to move on just for time's sake. So the first thing, again, look at camel after you're understanding sales rank is changing all the time, prices are changing all the time. You need more than a single snapshot in time to make a profitable sourcing decision. So camel is a tool. Again, it's free to use. All you need to do is sign up with an account, and you can get access to camel on a desktop computer or on your smartphone through different apps, and I'll show you how you can do that in just a moment. But the second tool that is even more powerful and has even more information for you to be able to digest and learn is Keepa. Keepa is also a free tool that tracks sales history and price history on Amazon. And so I want to show you a little bit about Keepa and how to be able to best use Keepa. So let's jump over here. All right, we're on Keepa here, and I want to look for a Paw Patrol hovercraft. And we're just going to pick this first one here. So we got this graph here. Now, it looks similar to a camel graph, but it's got all the information on the same page rather than just a pricing tab and a sales rank tab. So there's a lot of different stuff here. Let me just show you. Again, on the left side, you got the price, $30, $0. You got the different date ranges that you can do today, a week, a month, 3 months, the year, or the lifetime. And so you can see that we're looking at the last 3 months for this item, and you can see the sales rank on this side, 0 to 4,000. There's different colors that show different things. The orange line is the Amazon price, and the orange shading, now this is awesome. The orange shading is when Amazon is in stock, and the white area is when Amazon is out of stock. So you can actually look into the past and see if Amazon is in or out of stock. The blue price is the new third-party price, and then the black, you don't see it very often, but you do see some specs every now and then, is the used price. You have so many other options that you can choose to look at. You can look at all the different used prices, warehouse deals, collectible, list price, third-party new, but my favorite is the buy box. I always like to see what the buy box is, and you can see, well, this is the buy box during Christmas, and then after Christmas, boy, some people think that after Christmas sales don't continue. The buy box's prices up here is huge. But I love Keepa because as you scroll across your screen, it gives you all sorts of information. So you can see Monday, March 12th, the low Amazon price, $15.99. The low new third-party price, $15.99. The buy box was at $15.99. Sales rank was at $8.43. And so this is really good information because if you are sourcing this item and you're thinking, hey, it's $7.99, I'm not going to make any money on this if it's selling on Amazon for $7.99. I can buy it for $1, but still $7.99 is going to eat up most of my fees. I will pass. But if you take a look at a Keepa graph and see that, hey, just a few weeks ago, the buy box was at $25.42, and it's possible that might come back. And sure enough, in the future, the buy box got up to $18.95. So if you're buying it for $1 and selling it for $18.95 on Amazon, you're going to make some profits. And you can change and take a look at the last year and see how it's reacted over the last year. If you want more recent information, you can look at the last month, the last week, the last day, and it just helps you see and make a smarter sourcing decision. And if you have a used item and you just want the information for that used item, you can look and see what the information is for different types of conditions. And Keepa goes even further. So you can click this little more historical data information, and it gives you the amount of sellers, the amount of current sellers on the product. And so you can see, right here, right after Christmas, the supply went down, but you see what happened with the price. The price went up. So there's the law of supply and demand right there. Prices went up, but the supply went down, and you can use that information also to make a decision about what you think the price is going to happen in the future. So a lot of good stuff to think about. I don't want to overwhelm you too much, but I just want to show you one more thing with this Keepa graph. If you hover over statistics here, you can see that the sales rank, it will give you the 90-day average. And you can see that on the sales rank column there, that the 90-day average is 1,180. So a lot of really good stuff to look at and to be able to digest, to be able to make a smart sourcing decision. And so when you're outsourcing inventory, just looking at today's sales rank and today's price is not enough. You need to look at a Keepa graph or a camel graph. And you might be saying, Stephen, that's going to take more time. Yes, it will. It will take more time, but you're going to make better buying decisions with that. You're going to know that how deep you can go on an inventory buy because you know how fast it's going to sell. Let me show you a few more things. about Keepa that just blows my mind. Here's a few examples about Keepa that have saved me from wasting money and also has helped me make money. Here's a Keepa graph showing you just the power of one sale. This screenshot was taken Friday, August 18th, 6:33 in the morning. The sales rank is 7,232,615, but the price is $149. So say you found this item and you can buy it for $50 and sell it for $149. You're like, man, that'd be awesome. But when you're looking at it, you were actually looking at it on August 18th at 10:03 a.m. when the sales rank was 454,087 or 78. Now you're looking in the home and kitchen category. In the home and kitchen category, this sales rank is in the top 1%, meaning that's the fastest selling percentage. And so you're like, hey, I want to buy them all. I'm going to buy 40 of them because this is in the top 1%. That's going to sell all the time, right? No, it doesn't guarantee that. You need to look at an average over a long period of time. You could have wasted thousands of dollars by, if you had the opportunity to buy, 100 of these at $50, thinking that you're going to sell them out in a couple months, realizing that the only reason that it has that good of a sales rank is because it just sold a couple hours ago. And so right now, the sales rank is up here. Before that, it hadn't sold in over 3 months. And who knows how far this would have gone. But if it only sells once every 3 months, that's 4 times a year. That's not a fast seller. You don't want to put your money into that. You want to put your money into fast selling items. So this will save you from making a bad buying decision. I mean, how many of you have you ever gone in to reprice your inventory and you're like, man, this item has a sales rank that just stinks horribly, and why did I ever buy that? Well, it was because you probably bought it the day after it sold and had a good sales rank that day, but it didn't stay that way and it just sells really slowly. So when you're looking at the price history and the sales rank history of an item, you can make a big mistake without that information, but you can save yourself with the information. So let's look at the flip side of this. What if you're outsourcing and you find an item that is ranked 225,000 in arts and crafts? That's in the top 10%. Most people stay away from items that are that high of a rank. Say it sells for $35, but you want to, be able to sell it for $35. That's good profit. But say you're looking at this item on this date right here, on April, say April 10th, and the sales rank is high, and then they're like, well, sales rank is too high. It's out of my price range. I like to buy arts and crafts items in the top 1%. That's under 30,000. So, wow, 225,000. That's just way out. But the only reason it has a 228,000 rank is because it's out of stock, because no one is selling it. And you can see that, here's the historical information with the number of competitors, of sellers. It was out of stock. There's no one selling it here. And that's why the sales rank went up, because there was nothing to sell. But if you look at the 3 months, you got the 90-day average, you can see that the average sales rank, I got ahead of myself. You can see that the average sales rank is, more in this range, and you can see, it does sell from time to time, so maybe I'll purchase it. It's in the top 3% of the sales rank, and I feel comfortable with that. And so you would have passed on this one, but looking at the Keepa sales graph and the information helps you make a much better sourcing decision in the long run. So those are just 2 examples. I've experienced so many other ones. Again, realize how often things change on Amazon. You need more information than just a single snapshot in time. Start learning camel graphs. Start looking at Keepa graphs and be able to, use them. Let me show you about how this impacts you when you're outsourcing on your mobile phone. So again, seller app, Amazon seller app, Scoutify. I love the Amazon seller app when it comes to checking my sales, communicating with my customers, repricing things on the fly. I love the Amazon seller app with that. I totally do not recommend sourcing with the Amazon seller app. You are completely flying blind with the Amazon Seller app. The reason why is because the Amazon Seller app does not give you links to Camel, 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 or Keepa, so you can get that extra bit of information. I totally recommend Scoutify to be able to do it, because there's a little button at the bottom. Scoutify is awesome. I mean, not only can you click the little research button and get more information with Camel, 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 or Keepa, but they also will tell you right up here where the sales rank is in comparison to the entire category. And I don't have it on the slide, but if you click on it, it also will tell you the percentage that you can that sales rank number is in. And then you can see what the prices are for FBA new, their profitability history. It will tell you if you even have it in stock or not. A lot of really great information. If you want to try out Inventory Lab, because Scoutify comes bundled with Inventory Lab, you can get a free month, fulltimefba.com/inventory lab, to be able to start learning how to use it and take advantage of Scoutify with the links to Inventory Lab. In fact, let me show you what it's like. This is a little video I recorded earlier. So, Scoutify app is awesome. Click on that to open it. Welcome to the new Scoutify. You click on the little scan button here to open up the camera to be able to get the barcode. It finds the item that you're wanting to sell. You got this tactical copper. It's got the sales rank here, profitability. You click on the little button down here that says research, and when you do that, it opens up a little menu of a lot of different options that you can look at. Amazon listing, Prime, there's Camel, 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 there's Keepa. You can even search eBay and Google, and even Amazon restrictions if you need to. But if you click on the Keepa graph just automatically loads right there on your phone. And you can use your finger to kind of scroll around and see, oh, Amazon's in stock, and they're in stock, but the price of the third-party seller is a little bit lower. You can go up here and you can see that you can choose the things that you want to see. And my favorite thing to click on is the buy box. So you can take a look at that, and that shows you the buy box. And so you can take your finger and just kind of scroll across to kind of get the information that you want to make a really good sourcing decision. And then look right there. Amazon's at $35.99, but the buy box was $30.94. This shows me that Amazon shares the buy box on this item. And so if I'm priced, within that range, I can compete against Amazon. And that's something to consider when you're outsourcing for inventory, knowing that, a lot of times we try to avoid competing against Amazon. Maybe if I'm buying just one or two, I will go and compete against Amazon, knowing that they have, shared the buy box for that particular item. And so, again, if you want to take a look at more information, you can hover over the statistics area, and that shows you a lot of really good information. Again, the average sales rank over the last 90 days, because there's the average sales rank for this item was 91,000, and that's in the toys and games category. That's in the top 1% of the toys and game category. That I feel more confident sourcing an inventory item that has a 90-day average in the top 1% than just looking at today's sales rank. And so, I totally recommend using Scoutify, and you can be able to gain access to both Keepa and Camel, Camel, Camel within the Scoutify app. I love it. It's awesome. Again, if you want to take a screenshot of this or write down this link to be able to start a month free trial with Inventory Lab, because Inventory Lab alone is awesome, but when you get Scoutify with it, it's amazing. Inventory Lab is a listing program to be able to list items on Amazon and be able to get them into Amazon much faster than going through Seller Central. But again, Amazon Seller app is not what I recommend. And here's the cool thing about Camel, 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 and Keepa. They are both free extensions. They're free to use. And Ben Franklin said the best investment is in the tools of one's own trade. And so I think investing in Scoutify is really good. Camel, 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 and Keepa are both free. You can get them on your desktop. You can get them access to them on your phone. They both even come with Chrome extensions. If you use a Google Chrome browser, you can download a Google Chrome extension. The camel one is called the Camelizer. You can just download that and with one click see a camel graph. Keepa is even more cool with their Chrome extension because Keepa will automatically load a Keepa graph on the Amazon sales page, and it's really awesome. In fact, I want to show it to you really quickly. The Keepa graph on the Amazon sales page. Let's just take a look at this, the Zuma hovercraft on Amazon, and as you scroll down, load right there, there's the Keepa logo. But right here, there you go. There's the graph that you can see all the information right there on the Amazon sales page. It's a cool little plugin, so check that out. But when it comes to the information that you're making your sourcing decisions on, you need a little bit more information, and I'd love to be able to walk you through and teach you how to do that. And I've got a course about how to understand Camel, and Keepa to the fullest extent, and I've got a coupon code for you. But I do want to let you know the Reseller's Guide to How to Keep a Camel. It's all about using Amazon sales history to make smart sourcing decisions. It's a PDF ebook that has over 130 full color pages. It also includes a video course that is over 30 videos with over 4.5 hours of video, just like what I just showed you, walking you through screenshots and screen captures of me showing you how to make smart sourcing decisions and be able to find better, faster selling inventory. There's 4 free bonuses that come with it. There's lifetime updates that come with it. But if you want more information, howtokeepacamel.com is where to go to. And if you use the coupon code SAVE20 at checkout, you will save $20 off of the cost of this course. I teach you how to be able to make smart sourcing decisions and pricing decisions as well, dealing with seasonal items. There's a lot of times you can buy items that are out of season, price them for in season, and be able to make 2 or 3 times more than you would if you were, selling the item right now. I mean, there was a time I was at Walmart and there was a humidifier on clearance, and I looked at the humidifier on clearance, and I could buy it for $10, but it was selling on Amazon for $15. I'm like, oh, that's not good. But then I looked at the Keepa graph and saw, oh, this is just the down season. It's about to be time for needing a humidifier because the weather changes and people need more humidity in their houses, and so the prices triple when that item is in need. And so instead of just $15, it's selling for $45. So like, hey, I can buy it now, and in 1 or 2 months it's going to sell for $45, and you can buy items with the confidence knowing that the price is actually going to go up. Like I showed you a minute ago, you can know when to compete against Amazon, when not to compete. I mean, if you look at if you look at an item on Amazon and you're like, hey, Amazon's not in stock. How many of you have ever purchased something that when you purchased the item to sell on Amazon, Amazon was not a competitor, but a few days later they were a competitor again? That's because sometimes Amazon goes out of stock. They're out of stock for a couple days, but then they come right back. And you want to know those items so you can know I should only buy 1 or 2 if Amazon goes in or out of stock, or man, Amazon is almost always in stock. I should avoid this. Unless I can see with the information that they share in the buy box, then I'll buy it. I'll walk you through all that information. I tell you how you can count the number of sales so you know what to expect, pricing strategies to maximize your profits, how deep to go on inventory purchases, because sometimes you should just buy 5, sometimes you should buy 50. So if you have that opportunity, I want to help you make the most of that decision. I introduce you to the fast turn snowball, about how to grow your profits with the fast turn snowball method. I walk you through, and how to deal with items that have a sales rank of 0. A lot of times there's items with sales rank of 0 and people are like, I don't know what to do with that. I'm just not going to buy it. About half the time you should probably buy it, and I walk you through in the course exactly what times. And there's really good information with Camel, and Keepa. And right now, the price to buy the course is $97. But if you use the coupon code SAVE20, you can save $20 off of the cost of the course. And here's the deal. Right now, I'm going through and working on the plans to update this course. Keepa just came out with a paid a paid service to get even more information. I am learning all about that right now and making plans to update the Keep a Camel course with the latest information that Keepa has. Keepa also has a few new tools that have come out in the last few months that I'm planning on adding to the course. And so when I update the course, there's going to be more videos, there's going to be more information. The price is going to go up too. So right now really is the best time to buy because $97 is the cost, but you can bring it down to $77 with the coupon code. And when I update it, the cost of the course is probably going to go up to like $147 or something like that. So you can really make the most of your you make the most of your time and money to be able to purchase this and learn these things because of the new updates that are coming out. Keep it continues to evolve, and I want to be sure to have all that information. So I'm going to be updating the course and want you to know about that. And of course, when I do update it, the price is going to go up, and I just want you to be able to, know that ahead of time so that you don't think, oh, I could have bought it then at $77 or whatever, and now it's up to $147. That's a bummer and stuff. So howtokeepacamel.com is where to go to get that. And I do want to open up the floor to some questions. So I'm going to look over here in my on my questions area and be able to answer as many questions as I can. I do want to let you know that the coupon code is only going to be up for a week, and so be sure you take advantage of that coupon code. I want to be able to help you through being able to be a better seller, because when you're able to make better inventory buying decisions, you're going to find more inventory. You're going to find more inventory that you would have passed on, and you're not going to buy the inventory that you should pass on. Now, again, every once in a while, something falls through the cracks. You'll have an item that tanks in price. You'll have an item that doesn't sell as quickly as you think. But the majority of the ones, almost all of them, will be able to sell better and faster for you if you take the time to learn these strategies that I teach you in this course. The things that I've talked to you about now is just scratching the surface, and I've got so much more I want to share with you. So let's get to the questions, and let's see what other people are saying. Mark says, can you please explain more about what profit margins you aim for and what categories you're selling in? I sell in almost every category. I have items almost in every category. I mean, I've got toys, shoes, baby, home and kitchen, art supplies. I've sold in grocery before, clothing. I mean, if there is something profitable to sell, I'm going to sell it in. And depending on the items, I look for at least a 30% return on investment. Some people are like, whoa, I was taught the 3 times rule where I'm trying to get 100% ROI. That's great for beginners. But if you're really wanting to increase your profits, you're going to need to lower your ROI. And this course will help you. How to Keep a Camel and learning Keepa and learning Camel will help you be more confident in your buying decisions, where you can make a purchase knowing that a 30% ROI is still going to be profitable, 3 weeks from now when you finally sell it, or 2 weeks from now when you finally sell it. Some items are going to sell the moment they hit the warehouse, but some will take a few days or a few weeks. But being able to lower the ROI to 30%, I take the risk out of it. You take the risk out because of the information that you have, the data that you are able to figure stuff out on, and be able to make a better buying decision. Someone says, what's your main business model? Dropship, wholesale, private label, online arbitrage, retail arbitrage, online arbitrage again. So right now we've got retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, and wholesale, and those are the 3 ones. I don't drop ship. I don't like drop shipping at all. I don't do liquidation. I don't do private label, but I buy stuff via wholesale with this information. We buy stuff via online arbitrage with this information, and we do stuff with retail arbitrage with this information. Thanks for the question. So Jeff asked, what are the drops in the Keepa graph? The drops, I actually emailed the people from Keepa, and they said that the drops were just anytime, there's a sales rank drop and a price drop. And the price drop is anytime the price dropped, and they counted that number of times. And then the sales rank drops was anytime a sales rank dropped. It does not mean sales. It just means the number of times it dropped. Does Keepa show how many items are sold in a month? No, it does not show how many items are sold in a month, but you can get a good idea. It doesn't show exactly, but you can get a good idea. Does Scoutify work for sourcing books too? Absolutely, it does. Let's see. I've seen items that have no feedback ratings on them, but the rankings seem good. Would you buy based on star rating as well? I completely ignore the feedback scores of items on Amazon. I will buy an item if it has no feedback, as long as the sales history is there. I will buy items that have tons of one-star feedback as long as the sales history is there. Am I risking a return because of an unhappy customer? Yes, but that would be based on the product, not on the me as a seller. And so if anyone does give me negative feedback based on the product, I can get that removed. But I've sold on Amazon since 2011. The items that I've purchased that were 1-star or 2-star, I understand people like to complain more than they like to praise. And so even though an item has more negative feedback when it comes to the star rating, if it's still selling, I'm going to take advantage of that. And since 2011, I've never gotten very many returns at all. Not anything worth worrying about or avoiding something. Again, it's a risk worth taking, in my opinion, as long as what you're selling is actually in new condition. What do you do if there are multiple listings of a product and Keepa and Camel have very different ranks? So if there's multiple listings, you want to make sure that the listing that you want to sell on completely matches. So if there are multiple listings that are both exactly the same, I would open up a ticket with Amazon and ask them to merge those items, and you pick the one with the best sales rank and say, can you please merge this ASIN that has the bad sales rank with this ASIN that has the good sales rank, and be able to merge them together. But if you don't want to waste your time doing that, because some people are like, why waste my time doing that? Just pick the one that has the better sales rank and go with that. Camel, and Keepa both gather their information similarly, but also differently. Camel goes in once a day and gets the information of the current low price for Amazon, third-party new, third-party used. They do that once a day. Camel does. Keepa will go in once an hour and get the information. So that's why they might have similar but different numbers, because they both gather the information differently. Keepa does it every hour. Camel will do it once a day. So that's a good question. Can you check Keepa and Camel from your phone? Yes. You can do it through your phone's browser, but you also can do it through the Scoutify app. And I recommend doing it through the Scoutify app because when you scan a barcode with the Scoutify app, it automatically links to the Keepa graph through the little research button to be able to see that and be able to make a good decision. You don't want to switch between apps and then individually type in the UPC codes or anything like that with your browser, but it is possible to look at it on your phone's browser app to be able to get that information, but it's just so much easier to scan with your barcode with an app like Scoutify. Let's see. My biggest problem lately is Amazon removing the buy box altogether on a recently sourced item. Any insight? Yeah, Amazon will remove the buy box sometimes if they think that the current sales price is too high. And one of the ways that they figure out that the lowest sales price is too high is because the manufacturer's suggested retail price or the list price is lower, significantly lower than the price of your item. So if I'm trying to sell, hey, I got a stuffed camel here. If I'm trying to sell this camel, it's discontinued. You can't find it anymore, and I want to sell it for $50. I'm the low FBA price at $50, but if the list price is $12.99, it's going to hide that buy box and not show it because the list price is there. One of the things that you can do is open up a ticket with Amazon and explain to them, this item has been discontinued. Can you please remove the list price because it's no longer applicable because it's not being sold anywhere at that list price. And sometimes they will remove the list price, which will then open up that buy box again to let you be able to sell that. So that's one of the strategies to do that. Daniel says, what do you do if Camel, or Kiva don't show sales rank history? That is a good question. That's actually something we come in contact with a lot with shoes. We sell a lot of shoes on Amazon, and you don't see the sales rank history for shoes. And I don't know why they don't track it, or why Amazon does not, allow that information to be stored. But you can get the price changes, but not the sales rank changes. And with that, you just do your best. I wouldn't go as deep as I would if I didn't know the sales rank history. And so you just, do your best with that information. If it's in the top 1% of that particular category, then go with that. Sometimes also there's no history because the item is brand new and just hit Amazon. And so again, you need to use your best judgment. If Camel, or Keepa does not have that information yet, it might be because it's a new item on Amazon and there is no information for them to track. And so you have to use your brain and think, is this a well-known brand? Is this like a toy with a popular character? Something like that. You also want to double check to make sure that there's not a better listing on Amazon under a different ASIN that you're missing out on. So that's another strategy to use to be able to find an item, because if I'm trying to sell this Star Wars X-Wing fighter, but there's no information, I'm like, wait a minute, why would there not be any information on this item? Either it's brand new, or maybe there's another ASIN that item is selling on that doesn't match the UPC. I can go look for that. Jeff says, are you primarily RA, OA, or wholesale? We are pretty even down the line. I think, it fluctuates throughout the year. Like during Q4, we are more RA during Q4, but the rest of the year, we have it pretty even with RA, OA, and wholesale. Is the course instant access or is it mailed? It's instant. You get access to the entire course and all the bonuses that are available to be watched. You get all 4.5 hours of video. There's 4 bonus videos or 4 bonuses that you can watch. Lifetime updates, you get it immediately. So you can binge watch it like you would, some show on Netflix. Do you look at both Keepa and Camel when sourcing, or is it okay just to look at Keepa? I teach both because I first started learning with Camel and then Keepa came out, and so I was able to learn both of them. I teach both of them so you can pick which one you like best, because there's some people who I prefer Camel. I like the simplicity of Camel, and the options of Keepa are just too much for me, and I just want the simplified information. And there's some people who I love Keepa. I love all the information that Keepa shows me, and I want as much information as I can. And it doesn't, cause me too much to have all that information to process. And so, different people like different things. I used to be all Camel. Now I'm all Keepa. And so, I'm on Team Keepa. But I still love Camel and still keep up with Camel as best as I can. But that's a good question. It's fine just to look at one of them, whichever one works best for you. How much does Scatify cost per month after your free trial? Again, you get Scatify with Inventory Lab, fulltimefba.com/inventory lab, but I think it's about $49 a month. But that includes your listing software and Scatify. I love Scatify. I love Inventory Lab for a lot of reasons. I can run reports on what categories are my best categories, what stores I source at are the most profitable, and that sometimes surprises me because I thought Walgreens was a really good source, but I didn't realize that another store was even better. And so it helps me make good sourcing planning decisions, also having that information. And at the end of the year, you can print out a lot of stuff for tax purposes that are really good. But it's $49 to be able to have that sourcing app in your pocket at all times a month, and it's I would pay twice that much. Don't tell them that. I'd pay twice that much to keep that service going. See, does Inventory Lab just help with listing, or does it help with bookkeeping too? Would it help with knowing your ROI and keep records for all your sales and show profit and loss? Yes, Tom, absolutely. It does all those things. You have a set percentage set on Scatify that you go by, such as only looking at for the top 1% or 5%? I do, but it's different for different categories. So for the office supply category, I only look at the top 1% for office supply. I will not go above, an item that's in the office category that has a 90-day average over whatever's the top 1% in that category. For toys, I like to stick in the top 3%. During Q4, I'll expand to the top 5%. So those are just like my, different categories. As you continue to sell, you kind of start to realize which ones work best. And it just comes from experience and being able to do that. So yeah, I do have different top ones, but it's almost always buy something in the top 1% that averages. Most of the time, the top 3%, every once in a while on the top 5%, and almost never anything over that, unless I'm the only seller. That item has not been in stock for a long time, and yeah, that's what I do. Do you use Camel at all? What does Camel give you that Keepa doesn't? Camel just gives you a more simplified view, and some people just like that better than having all the options. Sometimes too many bells and whistles are too much for some people to handle, and even though they're not using them, the fact that they're an option, just is too much. So some people are like, I just want to look at and kind of see the 90-day average for sales rank and pricing history, and be done with it. And so that Camel is just simpler. Also, Camel will load faster because it's less information. Whereas Keepa will take a little bit longer, not too much, but just a little bit longer to load, just because it's got more information. So that's a good question. Someone says, which is better, Scoutify or Scoutify 2? I see that there's two versions. If you still see a Scoutify, that's being phased out and will be not available and not workable very soon. So be sure you move to the Scoutify 2 and start learning that. Jeff says, dude, you're awesome. Thanks for doing this webinar. Thank you very much. Oh, Heather Sanders says, Team Keepa, exclamation point. Yeah, it's fun. Thanks for sticking around with me tonight. Thanks for this webinar. We'll have more webinars in the future. Be sure you subscribe to fulltimefba.com for more information, more free webinars that we're trying to do at least once every other month or so. We got a lot of really cool stuff planned. Thanks so much for being here, everybody. I'm going to end the recording. Have a great day. God bless. Bye.